do if you're camping or hiking and you stumble across a bear and they're right along your path? Should you run? Should you stand your ground? Well, there are so many questions that we all have, especially here in our state. But thank goodness that we have Jeffco Ranger Mary Ann Bonnell. She's got everything we need to know. Welcome back to the show, Mary Ann. We are so happy to have you here. You teach us about so many things about being on the trail, not only being courteous to others, but you're teaching us about animals as well and safety around bears. So first off, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. It's always nice to be here.
Yeah, you keep us so safe out there. And I have to take you back to one of my childhood memories. My dad and I used to go hiking all over Southern California throughout the various mountain ranges. And he would always say to me, when we're looking out for bears, we have to talk to each other. We're going to say, Dad's talking to Amelia, Amelia's talking to Dad. And we would just sing that back and forth when we'd run out of things to talk about. But that's the point. We want to be loud in areas where bears live, right?
Nobody wants to surprise a bear. So your dad had a great technique, and I'm so glad he taught that to you. That's a wonderful story.
Yeah, I think about it every time I'm out there. So let's get people up to speed on the current conditions. Why this time of year? Why are we talking about bears right now?
Well, this is an amazing time of year to be a bear. They go into what's called hyperphagy, which means they are eating 24 hours a day. They need to eat 15,000 to 20,000 calories a day in order to prepare for their hibernation, which isn't really a hibernation because they're still burning calories while they're hibernating, and most of those calories come from fat. So bears are out and about and they are eating, and they really don't care what gets in the way as they're trying to find food this time of year.
Tell me that word one more time. What is it? Hyper what?
Hyperphagy, which means just eating a lot.
I think I'm in that phase too. I'm with bears there. So what kind of bears are we seeing out there on our trails here in Colorado?
Yeah, so in Colorado, what we have is the black bear, the American black bear. And so we don't see any other species of bear. But what's interesting about black bears is they do come in a lot of color varieties. So you can see a black color morph, you can see a cinnamon color morph, blonde. You can even see some that have silvery gray coats. So black bears come in many colors.
And if we see one of these black bears in the area, or maybe another hiker has alerted us, what are we supposed to do? Walk us through the basics.
Okay, great question. You want to make sure you keep your distance from the bear. So if you can, first of all, just like your dad taught you, try to not surprise bears. So going along the trail, talking to each other, having a bell, those are ways that you're not going to surprise a bear. But let's say you do come around the corner and there's a bear there eating some raspberries. What you're going to want to do is try to back out of that situation, make yourself look big, kind of talk to the bear, but don't turn around and run away. But you definitely want to back carefully out of that situation if you can. If you've got a dog with you, ideally your dog is on a leash so the dog doesn't approach the bear and anger the bear. So those are some really important first things: is establish distance, as much space as you can, and then increase that space carefully as you can without turning and running away.
Yeah, and I have to point out that, Mary Ann, nowhere on your list was take a photo for Instagram, right?
No, do not do that. No,
Yeah.
that could be stressful for the bear. So, and also you could, by trying to get your camera and doing things, you could inadvertently frustrate the bear or scare the bear. And so you don't want to do any of that. You want to actually pay attention to what's going on and get yourself and your kids and your dog out of that situation.
Exactly. It is no joke. Mary Ann, thank you so much for joining us once again.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the great questions.
For more important wildlife updates and visitor tips, just go to jeffco.us/open-space. Be safe and plan your next outdoor adventure with the help of Jefferson County Open Space.